Alright guys, so today we're going to do something called a mixed media painting, where I'm going to be using a combination of paints, mostly acrylic paints, and oil pastels. And just for clarification, they are the soft pastels. So, let's get this started and see how it turns out. So to start out, I'm just going to use some mixture of black and navy blue, go over the entire thing, just spread the paint around. Doesn't really matter how easy or how even it is. Just trying to get the paint everywhere. Like, I could use a bigger brush, but I like the way that this one leaves a little bit where it's not completely black to allow a little bit of other color to get in there without having to use as much paint just to make it show up. You see how I'm leaving these white spots? That's what I'm talking about. Now at the bottom, because in my painting I'm going to have some landscape as well, this part can be completely black if need be. In fact, it actually works a little better because in all paintings you need that black to show the shadow and make the highlights stand out. So most of my landscape is going to end about there. Like I said, I'm just getting the black on. Next, I'm going to use some of the navy blue. Just let that color kind of show up a little bit. Just a little variant in the black. And to really make it show up, you want to try and dab it as much as possible. And that will leave a good amount showing up. Now I've also got a color which is a little bit lighter. I'm just going to try and a little bit more inner of it, kind of sort of blend it out. And that will be more or less the highlight of our galaxy. So we're gonna make sure that grabbing just a little bit of white, and do this, leaving a straight line, because everyone knows that the Milky Way, when we see it in paintings or in pictures, is mostly a straight line. Get a little bit more of this lighter color on. Dab it out, and then we're also going to do a little bit of this in the bottom for our reflections. And try and mirror that. If one side goes up at the same angle, try and go down. A little bit of this darker color back. Around it, trying to blend it together. And allow some of that black to stay. It will definitely help. Get a touch of the white, mixing it in right here, so that way it's not so much of a plain white, it's a little bit of a cream. Do this just to show that. Take your black, blend it back out using a clean brush. You want it to be somewhat smooth. Yet transition nicely. The more you blend it, the smoother that will be, and the more realistic it will be. Now we're not too worried about down here, because we're going to do water reflections with that, meaning, now, with oil you usually just pull straight down, but we're going to use a damp brush and do the same thing. Just pull straight down. And if you notice it's not doing very well, redamp your brush. Now that it's like that, dry your brush out, make sure there's no excess paint, and go with the flow of the water. And it will give you a very nice, smooth water reflection of whatever is in the above. Now that we have our painting at that far, we're done. Welcome to abstract art. Just kidding. Time for a coffee break while that dries. So when we return, I'll do more of the pastels in it once that's dry, and then I can do the highlights and the shadows a little bit more using the acrylics and the pastel. Alright, now that the paint's dry, I'm going to use some pastels to really highlight the galaxy. Alright, I'm going to be using a combination of a dark blue and a light blue, just to add that little bit of accentuating colors. So I'm going to smear a little bit of the dark blue and go over it with a little bit of the light blue, just doing little circles all the way around like so, just to really highlight and make it pop. So I got the highlight color in there, and I'm really going to do a little bit of the darkened color. Now we don't need a touch down here because not all the details that are in the real thing are going to be in the reflection. So you're going to want to leave the reflection alone. Now take a blender. I usually use a napkin and just blend it all together, making it nice and smooth, like so. Leave some of that light blue alone, because that will help really highlight some of the spots. Don't forget to rotate your blender. Now, once you've got the first layer down, take the blue again and add some more. The more you add in layers, the more it'll really stand out. like I said, do it in small circles. Now that I have it like that, repeat the blending. Alright, now that I've got the second layer, once again, really get that blue on, more in the center. And reblend. Now I'm going to take a white and do the same thing in the center. Highlight the main area of it. And reblend. Now that we have the galaxy done, what we're going to do is the actual stars, the things that we're going to see this close to us, because we're not going to see all the stars that are actually in the galaxy. Now, in order to do this, I dampen a brush with a wide amount, usually like a fan brush, and I get that white all on the brush. And then taking another brush, I'll just tap. Don't forget to get some on the river portion, because that's just as important. And really highlight where the stars are a little bit over the galaxy, holding it vertically with it. The higher you do it, the more spread out. The lower you do it, the more together it will be. So you're left with something like that. Now that we have the stars all over from wherever the river is, pull down all the way, just like we did with the reflection before, pull to the side. And that will give you a nice river reflection of whatever's above. Now let's start working on our actual landscape. With a very dark, using the fan brush again, get some black, get some dark green. I just used green and black to make it, but you want it to be very dark. Coat your brush, and wherever you want your trees to start, just start dabbing along, and make your trees. And it's okay to have a very tall one here and there. It shows character in the forest. And you're not worrying too much about the bottom. You're going to want to worry mostly about the top. Mix up a little bit more is all I'm doing. Doing another set slightly in front of it. And depending on your landscape, for example, my landscape, right where these trees are, it's going to be very small. So I'm going to want to mimic as best as I can what's on the top. So you want to, if you have a tall tree here, make a tall tree reflection there, and follow the same curve. It goes up and then slightly down. So I'm going to up and then go slightly down on this, because this is going to be our reflection. Once that's done, before you do anything else, before you make the reflection actually in the water, you're going to want to put some highlights in here. And you're not going to be putting a lot of highlight, because these are far, far trees. So I'm going to use a light green color that I made and just blend it with my existing tree color. By blending with the color that you already had, it'll give you that same quality to it. So using a lot of this color, you'll end up with a color that'll work perfectly for what you're doing. And then just throw in highlights. You don't want to cover everywhere that there was a dark color. You want to leave some of that to show there's more tree and only a certain spot of it is getting highlighted. Make sure to keep your brush, when you're using a fan brush, you want it to be as collected as possible. Otherwise, you'll be left with just a string of dots. So I'm just doing that, and then do the same thing on the bottom. Do the same thing. So you see we have the top trees and the bottom trees. With our big brush, you're going to want to do the same thing. Roll down, and then go to the side. Gives you a nice reflection. Now, from there, you need to finish off the remainder of the landscape. So using a black first, get some on there, and think about your land using the black, simply the black, to create that shadow first. Think about the river, how it interacts with the land, like so. Now, while you still have the black on your brush, take some of the straight green that you have, just kind of slightly mix it together, go in, add more highlights. Start at the top, the direction where the light's going to be coming from. It allows you to blend it out to where it's going to naturally darken as you go down, and also as you get further away from the light. Add it along, keeping a set angle will allow you to make it look realistic. Now, we're going to make our water lines. Wherever our water lines are, a little bit of this down as well. Here. Pull down for reflection. To the side. To move. Now it's time for the water line. I like to use a very small liner brush. Get just a little bit on there. And wherever you think the line's going to be, straight out. You don't want very big lines, you just want a line that looks present. Pull straight out. Give you the look of the water bouncing off of the land. Also, wherever this turns, feel free to add a few lines here and there to give the look of water moving. Make sure they're very thin lines, otherwise it will not give that same look. right here, in the front right here, I'm going to have more landscape. So I'm not going to want really to worry about this too much. Now it's time to think about our landscape in the foreground. The foreground landscape is very important because it shows perspective and the size of things. If this is a small island, show it by having a foreground landscape. And doing the same thing, just dabbing along, putting a dark color on it. How your landscape flows, how big it is, all that is solely up to you. I want mine to be about like that. Now, going right back in to the light green color. Not so light, but also not so dark. And doing the same thing, starting where the light's going to be hitting primarily. Leave spots of dark. It shows shadow where shadow should be, and allows you to appreciate that highlight even more. Start at the top, work your way down, and just fill it in with highlights. It will definitely allow a more fluid and realistic looking landscape. Now, we need a big tall tree right here, so let's get started on it. Using your fan brush, making sure it's nice and fanned out. Use your dark color, black and dark green, to make your shadow. Start from the top, wherever you want the top to be. I want mine right there. And just zigzag back and forth. And it's okay to have a section where there's nothing. Sometimes that happens in trees. Sometimes it's a bad year here or there. Like this year. It shows the character, shows that you survived. And work your way down, pushing, and letting the brush do the work. And make sure you have paint on your brush. If you don't, it will not come out right. It's okay to cover up some of that nice landscape. Sometimes trees do that. Now we have that. It's time to take our light green and go back over. Doing the same thing, following the light. The light is going this way. So on this tree, it's going to be the opposite. So at the top, and like I said with the landscape, don't cover up all the dark. You're not going to be able to appreciate the highlight without the shadow. It's the yin yang of painting. Without the shadow, how do we know about the highlight? Without the highlight, how do we know to fully appreciate the shadow? You want most of your highlights to be on one side of it, but it's okay to go past the middle point. Don't let that stop you. That middle point, all that is a drum. So following along the majority of what you've done. And as you go further down, push down and let it just create a straight line. Let it push down. And these lines are going to be thicker as you go down. And if you notice, like how I am, that my tree color is too close to my ground color, take some straight green if you have to. Straight light green. Go back over the ground. Don't be afraid to adjust and make changes. That's how you grow as an artist. That's how you grow as a person. Readjust what green you're using. Follow along what you did before. And do the same thing over here. If you notice it's not exactly the correct green, change it. Change is what keeps us moving. Change is what keeps us advancing. guys, thanks for watching. Click the like button, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Seriously, it's how my channel grows, it's how I grow as a person, it's how I show you guys new things to try, so that way you can grow as a person. So comment something that you would like to see me try, and I'll see you guys later.